Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Irsyad bin Hisyam, and my Matric number is A20EC0052. So this is my code for the popcorn HTML. All right, and then this is my codes for popcorn PHP. So let me go through it one by one. So from the start, you can see there's a head, the title, okay, and then the header, and then you can see that there's a form here that ends until the the length, the full length of the page, and then at the end there's a submit and reset button. All right. In between, there's this first table, okay, a borderless table, which has the buyer name on the first column, and then the street address and the city state zip, while the next column is the value, okay, which is the name of the buyer, the name of the street address, and the city state zip, city state and zip code for the last row. All right, and then you can see there's another table, okay, which is border one, length 800 pixel with this ratio, and then the header is product name, price, and quantity. So there's four products: the unpopped popcorn, caramel nut popcorn, and toffee nut popcorn. All right, and then the prices are as follows, and then the input is taken for each of the products, and there you can see that there's a specific variable name for each of the products. So unpop, this one is caramel, this one is caramel nut, and this one is toffee nut. The minimum is set to 0, but there is no preset value, okay? Like if the form isn't filled, it doesn't say like, oh, set it to 1, set it to 0. So we set it to minimum because we don't want it to become a negative number, all right? Lastly, there's a payment method, all right, which uses the radio button. By default, it's cash, but you can pick either cash or credit card, all right. And that is all for HTML. As you can see, this is the appearance of the HTML. This is the buyer name, and then the street address, city state zip, and then the quantity, and then the payment method, submit and clear form. So if I try to like just spam with random numbers, and then I just press clear, it can reset. Alright, so before going to the PHP, before explaining the demo, I will show you the PHP. Okay, so the PHP has the same format. Okay, first the title, which is pre PHP script processed, and then the customer information for the head it's the first text, like kind of like a header, and then it will take the post method. Okay, it will use the post method because it can pass through links. So right now you can see here that we're using the form action HTTP localhost, which is calling the PHP file from the HTML file and then using method post. So that's how they pass the variables from the form into this PHP. So right now I'm just taking the buyer name and then take the variable name, okay, and then the street address just take the variable name street, the city state zip take the variable name city, all right. And then that's for the first table, and then for the second table, first I declare the variable total price to be 0, and then total quantity to be also 0, okay. And then for the unpop popcorn, I use this method for all the products. Okay. First, I check is numeric. Basically, I check if the input is a number. So if the user doesn't input anything, let's say they didn't press anything, okay, it will by default take it as a 0. All right. But if the input does input a number, say 1 or 2 or 3, okay, um, it will first add the total quantity based on what the input is, and then it will get the total price from based on what the input is. So let's say the user say 2, so it will add the quantity from 0, okay, from 0 here to 2, and then the total price is 2 times the price, all right. And then it will echo a new table data. So right now we only declare two table columns, okay, and then it will declare a column with the quantity and another column with the float. However, if we just output the price just like unpop times 3.00, it will actually input an integer instead. So because of that, we use this rounding format so that it will always display two decimal places. Okay. All right. And then let's say the user doesn't input anything, then it will automatically by default set it to 0 and 0.00. Okay. that is the same for each of the products. So here is unpop, this is caramel, this is caramel nut, this is toffee nut. So again, if the if statement checks if the user inputs any number. So if the user doesn't input any number, by default, set it to 0. Okay. And then lastly, okay, it's like this. Lastly, the total ordered popcorn is the total quantity. So we just return what the sum of the uh products ordered, and then I also take the sum of the price. Okay, and then the other one is the chosen method of payment. So as we can see in the HTML file, the chosen payment is either value cash or value credit card. So if the user pick the first one, it's cash. If the user picks the second, it's credit card. So here it's just return the payment. Right. So let's try running the code right now. So here, let's say I don't input anything, no buyer name and no quantity, and then if I just press submit order, it doesn't put the buyer name, but it default says 000. Okay, so that is for the default state of the form. So let's say I input my buyer name. Okay, my buyer name is Irsyad Rose bin Hisyam Rose. Street address is this, and then this is my city state zip. Okay, and then I say I want 5 unpopped popcorns, 1 caramel, 2, and then 4, 5. Sorry, 4, 5214. Okay, like that, and then I'll be paying with a credit card. Okay, as I press the submit order, my name is displayed. Okay, Irsyad Rose Hisyam Rose, and then 727 Gugu Satu Dapjo and Pelani Jaya. And then you can see the quantity order is also updated 5214. The price is 3 times 5 equals 15. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 times 4 is 24. And then the total is 52 ringgits. And then with 12 items ordered. So let's try to calculate here. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 4 take 2, that's 12. And then see, it's 12. So that is all from me. Thank you.